Hi, this is Joe again with another review. For the sake of this video, I know I'm a little late, but I'm reviewing the 2022 Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, which is the 96th parade, in the 96th time, the 96th year that they had the parade. You know, it was a little more than a week afterwards, but I usually do it on the day of, but circumstances being where they were, it's like stuff happened, and just having to do the review now, a little more than a week later. Well, the 96 Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade wasn't a bad, parade overall, but there were, I thought the floats were good, I thought the bands were good, as usually are. The balloons were fine, the character balloons. Most of them don't know who they were, except for some of the old classics like Snoopy or Smokey the Bear. I know them because I grew up with them. But for most of the balloons, it was like who are these characters? But times being the older you are, the more you don't know who these characters are. But I thought that the floats were fine, the acts were fine. But of course, there are a couple of problems with the parade. Most notably, there was about I have to get rid of this chair. There was about 3 or 4 problems with this parade that, of course, bothers people at the time, and of course, still bothers people today. One of them is, of course, the stupid, idiotic funk during the first hour of the parade, with stupid Joe, with that creature in the White House, the senile old man, Joe Biden, who cannot probably suck enough as president of the United States. If you think Donald Trump was bad, Joe Biden makes Trump look good. That's how bad the president he is. Even though I'm no fan of Donald Trump's, but Biden is horrible. As a person, he's senile. Okay. He has a stupid phone call where you go about at least 30 to 40 seconds with him not saying anything, and then you hear his wife say, "Joe, we're on the air, Joe." It was all set up, it was all planned, and Biden still screwed it up. That was one problem. The other problem is all the lip syncing that was going on between the performers and the television audience. You could tell people were lip syncing. And I'm not saying it hasn't been going on for years. This has been going on for years. That whoever performs in the Macy's parade usually is on the NBC broadcast, more specifically, because NBC has pretty much the exclusive rights for the parade, and the performers performing in front of Macy's. Unlike on CBS, where they have a different set. They show the same parade, but they have a different setup. They're on 6th Avenue, near Central Park, and they have a different setup. And they can show the performers because the performers are exclusively with the NBC broadcast. But for years, there were times I think they had one. It wasn't BB King. It was another performer. Oh, Bo Diddley. It was. He had one time a few years ago. I know this parade was when I forgot what year he was on. Like 2002, I think it was, to 2001. Something like that, and you could tell that he was lip syncing. You didn't know where the F he was, and it was obvious. This was even more obvious when you had Gloria Estefan and her gorgeous daughter, Emily, performing, and there was a time where Gloria Estefan was supposed to be singing her part of the song, whatever song, I forgot what song they were performing. And Gloria Estefan is standing there with a mic in her hand and smiling, and her mouth was not moving. She was smiling from the cameras, but she was not actually singing. So that was obviously taped, and her voice was taped, and she's supposed to be lip syncing to it, and there was like a time delay issue or whatever was going on, and you didn't hear her. Or you didn't see her mouth moving. You heard her singing, but it was taped. Of course, the other big stink that I want to point out, which was on the parade, was the performance of Mariah Carey. Right now, I'm not a huge Mariah Carey. I respect what she's done. I respect she's been around for, I think, for 30 years in the music business. So she's been around for a long time. And I'm not saying she, as I respect her as an artist, she's one of the best voices out there. You know, for she's like to compare her a lot to Whitney Houston in terms of her voice, her singing voice. But to call her the Queen of Christmas, because she did one stupid song that's played constantly on the radio. I mean, there's been a lot of Christmas songs that gets played a lot during the whole month of December to Christmas, from Thanksgiving to Christmas. Her song is played constantly. I mean, it's so. I tell you what, All I Want for Christmas Is You is a song, and as soon as one radio station stops playing the song, you change to another radio station and they're playing it. So that song is constantly, and she wants to be called the Queen of Christmas because of that song, and it's constantly being played on the radio. But so was the song from Titanic. You know, My Heart Will Go On. And that song, you don't hear that song anymore on the radio today, even though it's now 25 years since the movie came out and the song. But people got so annoyed at that song because the song was constantly being played for months and months and months. Well, the Mariah Carey song is playing constantly months and months, and at first people were getting annoyed by it, but now I don't think they get as annoyed as they used to be. And so because of that, Mariah Carey was called the Queen of Christmas, and she should not be called the Queen of Christmas. I'm sorry. And I mean, all due respect to Mariah Carey, and I do have respect for her, nobody should be called the Queen of Christmas because of one Christmas song. Okay? And Robert Bing Crosby, when they call him the King of Christmas because he performed White Christmas. You know. I mean, where does this crap end? You know. But she. The controversy with Mariah Carey, which didn't really get played that much, was the fact that she was not on the float throughout the parade. She just shows up, you know, on 34th Street side of Macy's, you know, in Manhattan, in Howard Square. They don't do the parade in front of Macy's, which is on the Broadway side of the store anymore, because of the pedestrian walkways they have in Manhattan now, particularly in Times Square and in front of Macy's in Howard Square. The parade doesn't go that way. It goes up 6th Avenue, turns around the corner, makes a big turn and 6th Avenue because Broadway and 6th Avenue cross each other by Macy's, or just before Macy's. So what happens is they come up 6th Avenue and they turn. Where you have to see Manhattan to see what I'm talking about. If you've never been there, it's hard for me to describe it. But it comes up 6th Avenue, it comes around 6th Avenue to 34th Street, and everything stops on the 34th Street side of Macy's, which is there's the flagship store. There is a landmark store, landmark location there. And it is deemed a landmark. I have to say that, a New York City landmark. And so when it's time for Santa Claus, just before Santa Claus comes up and stops in front of the 34th Street side of Macy's, here comes Mariah Carey on a little platform singing "All I Want for Christmas Is You," and even that Holler Copley and Savannah Guthrie from the Today Show call her the Queen of Christmas. She is not the Queen of Christmas. She tried to get their name copyrighted in the Copyright Office, and they denied her claim. So she is not the Queen of Christmas, right? People want to call her that, fine, but technically she's not the Queen of Christmas, folks. She's not. So she sang the song, or should I say lip sync the song, but she did a better job lip syncing than Gloria Estefan did. Even though I'm a bigger Gloria Estefan fan than Mariah Carey, but she did a song, "Here Comes Santa Claus," and that's the end of the parade. Of course, the parade was a little bit. I mean, the weather was perfect. The weather conditions were terrific. and the wind, there was practically no wind at all. So they were able to have the balloons, or carrying the balloons at a normal height and length. But I prefer the parade being the way it was, in terms of with the parade route. What I mean is, the parade route for Macy's used to be from 77th Street in Central Park West, comes down Central Park West to Columbus Circle, comes down and comes straight, and you can connect with Broadway from Columbus Circle and comes straight down Broadway right in front of Macy's, and turns the corner from Broadway at 34th Street onto 34th Street, and that's where the parade ends, on the 34th Street side of Macy's, or just past Macy's. But now the way the parade is, they come up 6th Avenue and not Broadway, and turns the corner, and everything is on the 34th Street side of Macy's instead of on the Broadway side, which is a little bit better. I like the Broadway side better because at least if you look at the older parades that's here on YouTube, you can see the older parades on the older parades coverage before this change, with the slight change with the route. You can see what's coming in terms of the floats, the character balloons. You can see them coming. So, here's the Bugs Bunny balloon, or here comes Snoopy, or here comes Smokey the Bear, or Kermit the Frog, or whatever character balloons they happen to have in that particular year. But the way they do it now, it's like you say, what's coming up next? What character balloon's coming up next? Or what marching band's coming up next? Or what float's coming up? On the old route, there's no surprises, because you can see what's coming with the wide angle camera view, looking up Broadway in front of Macy's. That's what better was. So that's my review of the Macy's of the 2022 Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Please click on the video, please rate it, please subscribe to my channel, please forward this video onto your Facebook pages. You can check out all my reviews and on my YouTube channel at rallyc.com, that's all WDY, and that's C.com, that's the homepage of the Rally Reviewer, Chris Lee Moore, and please check out all of his videos on this website. Thanks for watching, and catch you next time.